Fish maniacs. Oh, baby. Orange and blue skies. I feel like Stephen A. Smith. Oh my goodness. Go New York. Go New York. Go. Come on, boys. I don't hear nothing. We was up 10 when Tatum went down. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. It ain't funny when the rabbit got the gun. Because if you know, last year every team they played had somebody hurt. So I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear nothing. It's unfortunate. That's not how we want to win it, but so woo! Oh my goodness. I'm like tapped. My voice is chopped already. How's everybody doing? What's up, Alex? Sorry I'm late. You didn't know. Now you know. I was watching the Knicks. Yes, sir. Come on, boys. Oh man, and the way it's looking, it looks like we're gonna get the Pacers, so we get a rematch of last year in the Eastern Conference Finals to go to the championship. Oh my goodness. This isn't good for my heart. It's really not. I'm aging rapidly. Hope everybody's doing good. Anybody getting out fishing lately? Alex, my brother. Diggs. Yeah, we got a very interesting topic here tonight, man. It is what it is. First and foremost, please, no politics. That's not why we're here. We're here to talk about just price changes and how it's just directly going to affect us, regardless of which side you may be on. It's talking about straight black and white. So please, please, we're going to keep all that stuff to ourselves. But with these tariffs, may or may not be in place, some things may or already have changed. See a few companies pivoting. I was able to talk to an inside source who gave me some background knowledge of what some companies are doing, plan to do. So we'll get into that in just a second. Like I just want to get my, excuse me, weekly check-in with y'all. Ruben got out on the river Saturday morning, caught 10 smallies. Yeah, they're doing a thing. I got a video coming up. It's almost done. Shit, I might have some time to get that done tomorrow. Yeah, the video is done. I just gotta put like my little captions and final touches and stuff on it. But yeah, I caught a couple fish with some red bellies and stuff. They're getting up, getting after it. It's so crazy. Like you really understand how good polarized glasses are when you watch your footage back because like I can see in the water. Like probably like 10 yards out, I could see probably like 3 feet down. And then I watch the camera on my GoPro, and you can't see nothing. I'm like, dang. But it is what it is. I want to know, do they make like a polarized lens for GoPro or something like that so you can like see in water better? That'd be really sick. I think that'd be worth the investment, especially in fishing, right? Yes, please. We have a moderator as well. So if you want to act silly, you may, and you just won't be heard because that's not why we're here. But yeah. So I don't even know where to start. We got some tariffs in place, may or may not be in place. Um, Up to like what is it, like 130, 145%, something like that, specifically on China. Um, and before I spoke to my source, I was already worried and having some conversations with friends about just the overall fear and how much stuff really does come from China that we're not aware of, because it's like a lot of products could be made here and they're assembled here and they put, oh, made in the USA, but where are they getting all the components from? So like, like snap rings, hooks. I know for a fact that Gamakatsu is okay. 'Cause they're Japanese. We're good with them. Um, there was Mustad, if you guys haven't heard, made a very interesting play. Yeah, 145%. So that means got rolled back to 90 for 90 days today. Okay. Okay. So yeah, I knew there were some meetings. Yeah, that was gonna affect this live. Yeah, because I got my information a couple days ago. Yeah. But um which is that's a good thing for now, you know. But these things could be, so yeah, going back to what I was saying. So apparently Mustad, when they heard information about the price hikes, they took the liberty of just jacking their prices up right off the bat. And in reality, when they did make their price change, these tariffs weren't even in place yet. So they, I guess, were the first ones to just jump the gun. And then they kind of like rolled their pricing back a little bit. And then now they kind of just went back to like the 30%. But I'm not trying to stir the pot or anything, but that's kind of a little scummy, especially if it didn't happen yet. There's no need for you to change your price, and you kind of just jump the gun on that. So it's kind of interesting, and I think it shows character. But what else do we got? Oh, there was that. That was another useful piece of information I was able to receive as well. Majority of rod blanks are also made in China. So that's why you see the price change on a lot of rods so quickly. Um, and then if it's more than just the rod blank and they're getting, 60, 70, 80% of that rod and components from China, then you'll definitely see. No, that's capitalism at its worst, if you ask me, because they weren't even, they just said they're going to prep for it. But like I said, I'm not a fan of stuff like that. But where the hell was I? Damn, I wish I could rewind myself. Yes, that's kind of what sparked this whole thing. It's kind of what sparked this whole topic. I think last week, me and Vogel were talking about that. We were a couple people were asking about the hard baits because usually they do the board bundles, and they kind of holding out on the board bundles right now because everyone. So that's another good piece of information. All the good companies and what seem to be smart people as of right now are holding fast and just seeing what's going to come out and play in the next, I guess, 90 days. Now we got, you know so and then other people are doing different things. I'm not going to say anyone's wrong. I'm not a business owner. Everyone got their reasons. It's all coming out of their pocket, not mine. Obviously we can have our feelings as consumers, but I'm not going to say anyone's wrong. Do I think it's wrong to jack up to the 145% before it even happened. Um, if that was that case there. So, but what else do we got? Oh, that's one thing I saw, the Dobbins. I don't know, I should look into that. What's up, Sly, my boy? The Dobbins Maverick. I should probably check the rest of them. The Dobbins Maverick went up $20. It was 99. I think it's 119 now. See, I'm just gonna check. Yeah, I think so because a Fury wasn't 150, right? I think it was 129. Yeah, certain things. This is one of the things that it's hitting already. Yeah, 110%. Yep, because Caden, it says the cheapest rod they have is 199, and I know for a fact when I got mine, minus the discount was 189, 110%. Oh no, no, that's a travel series. Excuse me. Okay, so 179 to 189. I don't know. I think I got. I could just check the exact rod. I know I'm not screen sharing, so don't yell at me. Can I scroll? Yeah, I think the cadence went up like $10. So I'm pretty sure mine was 179. I don't know, but I know the. Let me see. Do they have the Maverick? Let's see. Dobbins Maverick. Yep, 119. So I got mine out of Dick's for 99. That's nuts. Happens. Actually, it doesn't happen. I don't know why I'm saying it so lightly. Well, there's also things about, I know for a fact that people did some ordering of just overall items, even as far back as September. Everything came into place. The product didn't get delivered. A tariff got slapped on it, and they had to pay it because it hadn't been delivered yet. And the places were like, we're not going to release this stuff until that's paid. So, there's some crazy stories out here, man. It's unfortunate, definitely for the small guys too. You get the small business owners. Big companies you know, can absorb that hit, but you get something like, you know, I'm not going to say I know where he's getting his stuff, but I'm just saying it's from somebody that I know, and it's Battle Baits. You get a small company like Battle Baits. My man's in his garage. Like, I hope he's got his ducks in a row, and I hope that stuff doesn't affect him that hard because I know he's a great dude and he makes good stuff. But it's like the smaller companies are not going to be able to sustain those hits. Kind of similar to like COVID days. I hate to bring up the good old C word, but what happened, and what do we see out of that? A lot of smaller companies weren't able to absorb that hit and keep staffing and you know hold on as long. Can't pay rent if you ain't got nobody coming in. Yes, freaking sir. My bad I didn't text you back too. I was running around today. I went and worked out right after I got home from both jobs. So I'll get with you after this though, my brother. I didn't forget about you. Yeah, exactly. Stupid little stuff like that. My man Alex, I was listening to the podcast you were on today. What's going on, my brother? My man Nico. Nico's a big JDM guy too, so it's going to be interesting to see how that plate takes, blah, blah, how that market takes a hit too, because with stuff just coming from different places. I mean, I was watching some of the discount tackle stuff, and he was saying, I don't know when I'm going to get more stuff, and usually he's like, oh yeah, it's coming 3 months later, but he at least has a date for us. But or he says I got something coming next month. We'll do another drop next month or month or two, but he's literally like, I don't know. Yeah, that's a fact. There we go. That's what I want. That is true. Give him his props. Hold on, I got you, Alex. The champ is here. The champ is here. Shout out. Alex pulled it off. That was a good win. That's why I was listening to that podcast, because I didn't get the real story and I knew they were going to get into it. It's a great reference. Come on, my boy Alex being from up north, so I know he got to know what that is. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. That's my biggest concern with just about every hard bait is where are they getting their components from, you know? Because I did this the other day and I was like, count how many different pieces are on one bait. So you got the blade, you got the hook, you got the lead or material they use to pour, you got the snap. So that's what, one, two, three, four, and then you got this little through piece that they use to hold the blade on. So there's five pieces of components just on a Berkeley slobber knocker. You get into some of these bigger baits and some more intricate baits, you start to get a lot of moving parts there, or you get just a bait that you didn't even know that it's all assembled here, but everything came from over there. It's just like that. I feel like that is my biggest concern. And then also from an entrepreneurial side of things, when and I saw this on Tackle Talk has a good episode on this as well. And it's interesting because who says skirt? Yeah, I forgot about the skirt too. Hook keeper, yeah. Skirt and hook keeper, you know. So a lot of different components on there, man. That's the craziest thing. Sorry, I should turn this TV off because I can see the other game. So my only yes, that was. I honestly, it looks like he tore his Achilles. I don't want to win like that, but in the same breath, it's not funny when the rabbit got the gun. Because last year, like I said, they got a cakewalk. So it is what it is. But in the same breath, Boston's still a tough team. So it was all good when Brunson got hurt. That's all I'm gonna say. Everybody's questioning his injury. Will he come back to be the same? And blah 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 blah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm not hearing it. Defending champs, kick rocks. You got plenty of rings. Let the Knicks get one. But my biggest concern is that the prices will go up, and then it's not even about my like. I know it's going to sound a little silly. My biggest concern is not even about the prices going up. Excuse me. My biggest concern is that the prices go up, and then they don't necessarily come back to where they are. Because here's my thought process, and you guys can tell me if I'm wrong on this. If you're a business, and I like to use the Megabass Vision 110 as an example, right? So Megabass Vision 110 in store, it's $24.99, right? So if a Megabass Vision 110, in theory, goes up. Let's just call it $10, right? It goes to $35. Do you think Berkeley Stunner, 6 cents, you think that they're going to stay at 13.99? Why would they? I would slide up. Like, I know this is terrible to say it out loud, but this is just business. I would slide up to 17, 18. I'm still coming in lower than the other guy. I'm still saving you money, right? But now I'm just not like the super, super low man. And then what I'm afraid of is then when they say, okay, all of it's over, you're good, no more tariffs, that they go back, instead of going back to the 13, now they just go back to 15. Because we were already paying 17, 18. And we see this in business all the time in America. It's like gas is the number one thing that you see this in. Why was gas 99 cents a gallon? What has changed about gas? I'm pretty sure they worked out better deals for gas, but gas just continues to go up. So that I don't, yeah, yeah, yeah. No, 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 no. That's one thing that I will say. A lot of people didn't know, including myself. I just found this out not too long ago. China has had tariffs on us, and we never had anything on them. So that's not fair. And I think theirs has always been over 100% on us. So that's not fair. But we're, like I said, I don't want to get too much into that end, but that is one thing that I will say about that without going anything too deep on that part. Trying to keep it more about price change and how that's going to affect us. I got to stop screaming at the TV. No, I don't. It's the Knicks. Yeah, that's a true. While I agree with what you're saying, what we're talking about is recreational spending. And so there is a cap. At some point, people just don't have the money to spend. That's a fact. Here's the thing. Welcome to the free market. The ones that stay close to the same or raise least will sell. Yeah, if they raise the mega basket high, I guess it will be. Yeah, exactly. I feel you. We'll see. Because at the end of the day, it's like I don't. At the end of the day, the market's already. They already say that the fishing market is for 20% of the people who actually fish. So I those 20% actually have money, but at the end of the day, you'll definitely see companies like Yum, Zoom. So pretty sure. It depends on where that plastic is poured too. That's another big thing too. I know my two companies that I get plastics from. That's one thing that I'm very happy about. 6 cents. Big shout out to Missile Baits. Make sure you go use my code at Missile Baits. Still rocking. You know, still rocking with the code over at Missile Baits. Poured here in the U.S. of A. So you ain't got to worry about all that shenanigans. And then most of the 6 cents, I think all their soft plastics now are poured here. So on that end, you ain't got to worry about no shenanigans. That's another thing that I was seeing. I was talking about. Yeah. Okay. Zoom is poured here too. There you go. Robo Worm. I think that's Mega Bass or no Monster Bass. Wow. Excuse me. Monster Bass probably sixth in Zoom. So that's good. Missile bait. Yeah. Missile baits too. Yep. I got a code for them. What is it? MSF 20? Mainstream Fishing 20? Just the initials. Save yourself 20% off. Some people are saying stock up on certain things, you know, which is which I think is another unfortunate thing because if you don't have the extra money now, you're kind of screwed, which is whack. But I think this is the only time I've ever been able to talk about how much tackle I have, and my girl's not mad. I was like, well, I mean, with the tariffs and everything, I got plenty over there, See, but that's the thing. You think so? Because, I know maybe not where you guys are, but up here, up north, dude, there's people that live and die by it. Live and die by it. So that's my thing. Like, that's why I use that example, is because it's like, prime example is whatnot. You see people paying $60, $70 for these Vision 110 exclusive colors. I go into people's lives and I'm like, "Hey," and to me, still, it's nuts. Like I go on whatnot to get them for under 17 bucks right now. That's my thing. I literally go on there. I'm like, okay, I can get a 25 bait for a $25 bait for 10 to $15. It's like you got these guys that are paying 70, $80 for the limited edition color that came out once, you know? There we go. Things get tight. Look for Vogel's eBay store. 10% discount to all mainstream subscribers. Let's go. Z Man's Port in South Carolina. Okay. That's 110%. See, but yeah, that's true. That's always been the thing. I don't think there's very few people who come out and say, "Oh, I'm just going to get a 110." Dude, I have like 6, 7. And the only reason I got them was because I got outfished by someone right next to me throwing a 110, and I was like, all right, let me get a couple. Literally, like within a cast of my kayak, and he was right there, and I was just like, all right, okay. And then that same day was the day I tied on the world minnow, another $20 jerkbait. So I was like, okay, the premium jerkbaits are working, and I'm seeing it. So it's interesting, very interesting. That's not good. That's not cool. I feel you, Jakes, and I think a lot of people are like that the same. And that's honestly that's the biggest I can say. Yeah, that is truly the biggest concern. You know, is it gets a little bit tough to enjoy. What it is what we do because everybody will say it. Oh, you don't need all those lures. You don't need to buy any more lures. You don't. That's what we enjoy. We enjoy going to spend our little 20, $50, your new joints, if your new baits, some new colors, mess around, or even if it's just restocking, like just, that's like our drug per se. That's what we do. Freaking maniacs. Freaking nuts for this crap. So that's like, that's how I was, Carol. My first couple are still, I think they're still here. Yeah. Like, okay, so maybe I have like 9. So there's 3, and this is one's a 110 junior. So I got 3 here. I really don't have that many. And I got a stupid deal on all of them. What's that, 3? And a 3, 4. Wow, I can count. I saw the 6 on the back of the 6 cents jerk bait. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think that's it. Yeah, like 8 total. Which is still, I think that's a lot. I'm like, holy smokes. Nico, how many you got? I think that's a lot. I'm like, holy smokes. And a couple of them were gifts. I know, like, Vogel held me down, I think, with 2 of them. Um, I think one came from my boy. What was his name? Mike? Hold on. No, I don't think this is his card. I keep everybody's card that I get. I'm just the sloppiest. I can't even pick this up. Yeah, Mike Crow. I knew it. I'm like, yo, is this his card right here? My boy Mike. I'm pretty sure he sent me a 110. So like, I think I've only, yeah, and I have 8. So that's what I'm saying. I think I've only bought 4, maybe 5. And then out of those, okay, so yeah, 2 of them came off of whatnot for under 15. Oh, I got the notification about freaking Tatum's freaking name. Oh, wow. But yeah, I got 2 from I think Malone for the low. But I think that was, yeah, that, and that's the crazy thing on his live. It went, I think they went up to like $13 and everybody started to crap out. And I was like, ooh, I'll go ahead and I'll go ahead and win this. I love a jerk bait. So like when you get on a good jerk bait bite, there's probably nothing more fun. Other like top jerk a great jerk bait bite. I mean, I just like catching fish. I just really enjoy catching fish, but jerk bait, rhythmic, like so in my another thing in my next video is you'll see the when you change the pace of a chatterbait, that you make them bite. When you figure out that rhythm that they want, that is probably one of the most fun bites because you just I know that they're following it and I know I'm making them bite it. That's probably one of the best things. And I figured that out a little bit late, but it was still cool to do it for like 3, 4 bites. So and it turned into a few good fish. But so probably the jerk bait, rhythmic chatterbait bite, top water, of course, got to be in there. And when they're absolutely thumping a jig or a Texas rig, I think that's just like, ugh, or a shaky head or something, you know. Those are like my, I guess I'm kind of basic. I just shouted out a moving bait, top water, and all that, but I just like catching. I've heard about that because they apparently the rhythm of the chatterbait changes or something like that. Your chatter changes, right? It's like or like it'll like move off, yeah, and then you're like, ooh, somebody's there. Yeah, I haven't gotten that crazy, but I haven't gotten that far yet. I probably need a little bit. I definitely got to up. That's like definitely got to upgrade rods for that. But I know it's definitely a commitment. Charlie, young sir, how you doing? So there's the biggest thing about jerk baits is that, and I keep hearing it, and now like with live scope being more common and more people having it, I hear more and more people say it. So now I'm like, gotta study it. When you are jerking your jerk bait, you gotta make sure you're not pulling it. All right. So like if you're jerking it and it goes bing, bing, you can't pull it and make it do like that. Apparently the fish hate that movement. So you got to make sure that you're getting, and if the bait comes center on its own, that's okay, but you don't want to like pull it forward and get that little ugh. They hate that. So you want to try to just you got to figure out how much to turn your reel. I know it's crazy and it's a little nuances, but you'll catch more fish if you do it. And I'm still learning it myself because I heard somebody else say it and I was like, that's what it is. Because okay, so I think it was, you know what? It was the last tournament that we went to. Nico caught a limit. I didn't, throwing the exact same bait. That blows my mind. I'm just like, yo, you gotta like, it's, there's something I'm doing wrong. Yes. If you work slack line, yeah. So that's my problem. I think I'm not jerking on this enough slack of line as I need to be, and I think I'm giving them the death pull. And I think when they see that, they pull, because everyone tells me with live scope, they're like, once you do that death pull, they'll be behind it. You'll jerk it. They'll be behind it. They'll be on it, and you do the death pull, and then they'll just go and just pull off. So yeah, true. These are little nuances I need to pay attention to. And I definitely have old line on my freaking. I think I put new rotten line on my jerkbait reel. Yeah, there's new line on there. Even though I did just change reels overall, that's another thing I wanted to see. So I changed reels. I went because I was using, honestly, I don't know. I was using this 201E for a minute, and I it's like an old reel, but it just it just worked for me. So I put the my Scorpion MGL was on the sideline for the first, I guess, quarter of the season. Not even. Probably like I just got my first good day of moving bites. So yeah, first month, I guess, first good month of the season. Yeah, I guess I'm just slacking this year. First Friday, let's call it the first quarter. But yeah, I put this bad boy down and was like, you know what? Let me throw that Scorpion on. This is a 6 speed. The Scorpion's a 7. So we'll see if that makes a little bit of a difference. Maybe it gives me a little bit more control. I don't know. We'll see. Think of a jerk bait like an underwater walking bait. That's how I got better with it. Also can, so I just try different sounds in your head. Interesting. Okay. Underwater walking bait. Yeah, I get you. Okay. Hmm. Because that's true. Because I can walk a walking bait really good. Hmm. I like that analogy. Thank you, sir. Do I throw deep divers much? PD7 is probably like the deepest thing I throw. At PD10, very rarely. Don't fall off. Something's gonna fall. So this is probably the deepest I'll throw. And what is this? 8 to 10 feet. Yeah, that's probably like the top of the deepest I throw. 8 to 10 feet. That, and then I like the curve. Of course, it's gonna be on the other side. I think the curve 7 to 10 too. 5 and 9, about the same. So yeah, these are like the two deepest baits that I'm into right now. Could I throw deeper? 110%. There's definitely some lakes that we fish that like I know for a fact Rich has been like, yeah, they're in 30 feet of water. Yeah, they're in 30 feet of water. So I mean, there's definitely been times where some guys are catching about deep, 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 deep. But I am a bank beater, I guess you could say, and I kind of work out from there. Yeah, definitely got to give it a shot though. When you say deep divers, how deep are you throwing, Charlie? Sean, what's up, my boy? A walking bait bite is like crazy, Carol. You have to. Like that right there is a must. Because you get those lakes where it's like a grass flat, but the grass is just like an inch under, or it's like just enough where you can get those get away without getting your hook snagged. I should say, maybe not an inch. Come up. You want to talk about seeing something get smoked, and then it's not a frog because you got treble hooks. So you pretty much get them. If they even like nip at it, if they take it under, it's like yeah, you got them. A lot of people overwork their 110s. It doesn't take much to get them going, but people be cracking on them. Small pops. Okay. Some tips. Jeez. 30-foot divers. That's wild. That's like a different, you got to get like a 710 medium for that. That's it. There's your goal for this week, this year, Carol. Just learn to walk and bait. I can't wait till you have a magical day on it too, because that's one of those baits. It'll be one of those things where it's like they don't want nothing else. You start throwing that, skadoosh. Did I have any more news? Tariff wise? Anything? I'm trying to think. Damn. I don't think so. I think I got it all. I always do this, and then I go lay down, and I'm like, oh, I forgot to say that. I think that's it. Carol, you got this. You got it. And you got the big girl yak now. Come on, Carol, you're good. You're good. You could definitely stand up in that thing. Oh, Carol, that's what you need. You need to get the rope from the front, tie a long rope like I do, and you just pull on that and stand up. And that's how you can stand. And then you use it to sit down too. I think Chad has one on his too. Because then it's like literally like someone's like helping you up every single time. You know, it's the greatest thing. Is that what it's called, Corey? ADS? I don't know what that stands for. I throw it for largemouth and smallies. Adjustable drag strap. Yeah, there you go. Trying to strike. Yeah, I throw it for smallies and largemouth. Adjustable drag strap from Rogue. Yeah, Carol, go get you one of those. You'll be very happy. It's tough. Lets you pick yourself up and yeah, there you go. Yep. You got to latch it. If you lost it, did you lose it or it was just underwater? Because I know you can drag it. I've done that before, and I was like, dang, why am I not moving so well? And my strap fell off and had like the nastiest ball of just grass on it. I was like, what the heck? And then I pulled it up and I got it right. But yeah, mine I think is just I think mine just might just be some rope and then I just tied a handle to it. I don't know if I got like a legitimate one and then I just stand up. I use it to stand up and I use it to sit down. But Diggs, we might not be around that long. It's past 11. Yeah, that's definitely not something you want to break, especially while you're standing up and down. I think mine's just a rope, but it's like some good rope, so it won't break. If I'm not mistaken, I think Pat made it for me because Pat saw me try to stand up one time, and I just did the freaking Billy Bob shape and almost fell in. He was like, "Yo, dude, you need a freaking rope." So, does Wendell have foot steering? Because he might have done that. Because Wendell's got a fancy, yeah, 127. Or hit him up. Wendell fishing. He should. He has a whole bunch of how tos. How's the seat repair coming? I still. That's what I was gonna do today, and I completely. I went. I went to the park and got some shots at Vogel, and try to get a little workout in. And I forgot. Honestly, I don't know where I put the damn straps because it was a while ago, and yeah, I thought. Let me see if I get the good luck of finding them while I'm on with you. But no, I don't know where I did with them. So I got to dig through. I got a little bit of time tomorrow. Got crinkling you here. Vogel, one guess. What is this crinkling? You already know what it is. Your one guess, Vogel. You answer right, you're my boy. You already know what it is. I gave you too much of a hint already. Yeah, Greg, definitely try JT and Chad. JT, I think just put foot steering on. Two I think I got more somewhere. Lanyards. Okay, so everybody in chat, what's worse? When a company sends you a lanyard or koozies? This one's cool, but still. What's worse, the lanyard or the koozie? Yeah, maybe we should do like a this or that soon. I don't know how to set up that. Kind of looking for these things now. I want to say if I was smart, I'd put them in a bag to go out to my car to actually go do it to fix it. But this is all of the custom stuff. I still haven't even thrown those, which is crazy. I collect koozies, so a buff is worse. I have a buff. Both koozies keep my hands warm. They have a function. Both. So crazy. But all right, y'all. I think I'm gonna take my butt to sleep. I'm like worn out from the Knicks. Crazy, crazy, crazy game. Let's freaking go. Go, New York. Go, New York. Go. All right, Fisher Maniacs. I don't think if I don't is it possible? Hold on, let me check. Where's my phone? Oh. I'm gonna check this New York Knicks schedule. I don't think it's possible. Hopefully we can get today's Monday. Monday. Wow. Game 7 if necessary. So hopefully it's not necessary because otherwise I'm gonna have a heart attack. But yeah, so game 7 is Monday. So hopefully the Knicks do their job. We can get a regular live going, and all will be right in the world. And the Knicks will go on to the Eastern Conference Finals. So yeah, be on the lookout for a video. Yeah, I'll get it out tomorrow. I think I got time. I'll make time. I'll get it out tomorrow. And yeah, until then, Fisher Maniacs. Deuces. Frontalino. Let's go Knicks. Y'all be good.